As a wife, mother, and former beauty pageant winner, I love to look my best. That's why I'm so excited about Sticky Nips.
With Sticky Nips, I feel sexy, I feel excited, and I feel wow.
Hello, Dick.
The Morning Stream. Get your bleeping tentacle out of my face.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to TMS. It's a brand new week. It's Monday, September 29th. It is 2025. I am Scott Johnson. That is Brian Ibbett.
That's right. The penultimate day of September. We're almost done.
Yeah.
We've almost completed and achieved September.
Billy Joe is sleeping? No.
That's right. Yeah, he still is. Tomorrow we need to wake him up.
That's right. That's right. We have to wake him.
He says when September ends. He doesn't say after September ends, like after it's over.
No.
He wants to be woken up as it's ending.
11:59, right before the first, right?
Right, exactly.
Somebody
tomorrow,
call him.
Shortly before midnight, wake Billy Joe.
I'm sure that guy has never heard any jokes like that in his life.
I know, never ever. I'm sure he hates. I'm sure he hates this time of year like Timberlake hates May.
Yeah. Although I guess so. The deal with Billy Joe is his dad died and the song's about that. And then somebody asked him, is it okay that we make these jokes about September? And he says, I don't care. It's fine. Go ahead and do what you want. But there's no way that it's not a little annoying to him. Just a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. Or maybe he welcomes the life, the positive life that it's taken on. Like the comedic joy that people get out of it, and maybe that lessens the grief that he might still feel.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe he'll come on the show and tell us how he really feels, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
See if we can get that going. Brian, you saw a movie I wanted to see and I didn't get a chance because I'm not going to go along. I'm going to wait for Kim.
Yeah, no, this is a good one to see with Kim. It is, the movie is called One Battle After Another, which sounds way more, well, I mean, it is fighty, it's violent, it's at times a little gory, a little graphic, but this is the brand new Paul Thomas Anderson film, and it feels like a Paul Thomas Anderson film, although you'd think with DiCaprio that it'd be a Scorsese film, but no. It's a Paul Thomas. It's a PTA film.
They get to finally do it after we were talking about a film sack, but he turned down the role of Dirk Diggler.
Yeah,
all those years ago, regretted it. I don't know if he turned it down or some conflict. I can't remember what the deal was.
Right, it was he was doing another film at the time. He had to pass on Dirk Diggler, and so so they finally get to work together.
And he recommended Marky Mark to do it, and that ended up being kind of a career defining moment for him. And then those two worked together in The Departed, and then here we are, full circle. Finally, we are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this is great. This is one of those films where I was talking with TV's Travis over socials over the weekend, and there's nobody who phones in a performance here. Like DiCaprio's excellent, Benicio del Toro. It's a different role for del Toro where he's just a nice guy who just wants to kind of help everybody out and be cool.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. Regina
Hall, his daughter, holy cow, Chase Infinity. She's one of these actresses that I think we're going to see a ton of stuff from in the future. She is really, really good. I don't know if this
must be new.
I think this might be her first film, but she's just wait. We're going to be talking about her moving forward because she was fantastic. You even get one of the Haim sisters, Alana Haim, who I think is
she's the licorice pizza one.
She's the licorice pizza one. Yeah, she must be Paul Thomas Anderson's favorite Haim sister.
Yeah, he likes to have his. He brings his people with him. Sometimes.
Yes.
All these big, all the auteur directors do that. Have you noticed that? They all have people they pull around. Yeah.
If Philip Seymour Hoffman were still with us, he would have been in this film.
Oh,
and I don't know. I think he might have been the Benicio del Toro character. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have been your main guy though.
No.
But he would have been in this thing. It is, God, it is so good. But the person who steals the show from me, steals the movie, every scene he's in. And that's why I think if anyone in this film is going to get Oscar recognition, it's going to be Sean Penn. Sean Penn plays this military dude, Stephen Lockjaw, and he is, you can't look away from him in this film. He commands your attention every time he's on screen, and he plays this really twisted, warped, dude's got some problems kind of thing. But you kind of, there are times you're kind of rooting for him, but you're mostly rooting against him. But yeah, he's really good. I don't know what Jim Johns says. Second spoiler. I don't even know what the first spoiler.
I think he's saying that you're
spoiler.
mentioning actors in movies they act in, and that's somehow a spoiler.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I told you Sean Penn is in this. Darn it. I'm sorry, Jim Johns.
Yeah, I don't think that counts as a spoiler, Jim.
No, I'll just say his name rhymes with Schmawn, Schmen.
There you go.
And that, if you know, you know.
Yeah, he was married to Madonna. That's not a spoiler.
Exactly. But
I just saw him
anyway.
last night in the thing I'm going to recommend when Nicole's here next week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's nothing like I expected. It's not a movie. It's a documentary that blew my effing mind. I can't wait to talk about it. But anyway, sorry, continue on.
I wonder if I know what that is.
I'm so shocked by it. It has a connection to our show in a weird way.
Really? Oh, because of early clips that we played on this show, like in the first,
Yeah.
Okay,
What I went in expecting is not what I came out with. I was blown away by it. I can't wait to talk about it. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
How you like that, Jim Johns? I didn't even say the name. Oh wait, shit! I did. Sean Penn's in it. Shit.
Oh, you blew it now. Yeah. People are going to know exactly what it is. Anyway, highly recommend you go see One Battle After Another in theaters. See it with a crowd. Crowds for a movie like this, it's like a Pulp Fiction kind of thing, right? Where, oh shoot, I mentioned another film. Darn it, Jim Johns.
Just don't say who's in it. Don't say who's in that.
Oh, crap! I almost said Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta. Oh no! Anyway.
All right, Jim Johns, we're done teasing you. You're all right. You're okay.
Anyway, it's excellent. Go see it in the theater with a crowd. It is very, very, very good.
Nice. I can't wait. I like all his movies, so I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a breed thing, but can someone out there tell me if Weimaraners are unnaturally sad when their owners go somewhere? Because I know a lot of dogs, they get a little person sick, they're like, where's my person? Or whatever. But Carter was at the Comic-Con all weekend, the Fan X here in Salt Lake City. She stayed downtown with her friends, ran a booth, did the whole thing, had a great time. We'll talk about it later on the Monday show, but she was there that entire time. And it took that whole time for Ripley to finally get okay and comfortable with hanging out with me alone. And then by the time she's kind of okay, and this is after a couple of barf sessions because she's nervous and she's shaking at night and where's my person, this and that. Finally, she's starting to be, all right, well, I guess this is my new normal. And then Carter comes home and then it all resets. Mm-hmm. Is that a breed thing?
I don't know. I mean, because Ripley, well, I guess Ripley is more your dog.
No, Ripley's her dog.
Oh, Ripley's her dog?
Yeah, Rainer's my dog.
Rainer's your dog. I'm sorry. Yes, right.
Yeah.
Oh, right. You were talking about Ripley's the Weimaraner.
Yeah. So Rainer's just normal freak show like she always is. And
Red on Air Dog.
Red on Air Dog. And Boomer was super chill the whole time. Like
Boomer.
I'm having 3-dog night over here, and they're all basically behaving, but Ripley's acting like it was 9/11. Like she was just so out of it and so sad. And it didn't matter what I did. She just looked at me with these big, stupid eyeballs going, I know she's here. Where is she? Kind of thing.
When's my people coming back?
Yeah. And the answer is yesterday. And the answer is now it's all reset. So when Carter goes somewhere again, I got to do this all over again. It drives me freaking nuts. I saw something on socials that made me excited because you've hinted at it here on the show. Tell me about what's going on with Uncle Cousin.
Yeah. So my niece Rainey moved to New York a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, because she's going to acting school. She's going to Fame, basically the school from Fame. She's going to be in Fame. Yeah. No, she went out to New York to an acting school, and one of her new roommates said, hey, create a routine that you can do every week that tethers you back to home and you won't get homesick. People get homesick when they come out to do this. And this is a good way to kind of prevent all that from happening and still maintain, like, basically gives you an outlet to get all that stuff that you need from home, so you can focus the 99% of the rest of the time on acting, on school.
I'm going to try this on the dog, by the way, later. This is
there
how I
you
get the
go.
dog good.
Yeah, nice. Give her a routine. Actually, it's probably pretty good. But the reason for the name is because technically Rainy's my cousin, but because of the way George and I grew up in the same house, fighting all the time like brothers, his daughters just naturally started calling me Uncle and Tina, Aunt Tina and Uncle Brian.
Nice.
And so we decided after like several names, like that was the first name that came out and we kind of laughed at because it's so dumb. And then we started looking for other names that we were coming up with for the show. And everything's taken by like 8 other podcasts. So we're like, you know what? Uncle Cousin is kind of funny, actually.
I mean, like it.
It sounds like we should have a banjo music intro, but
I love it. I think it's a really, really great name. It's memorable. It rolls off the tongue. It's exactly what it is.
Exactly. And so we put up the first video up on YouTube yesterday. And so go check it out. You hear all about what it's like going to acting school, and it's far more intense right from the get-go, right from jump, than I would expect it to be. But her school is in the basement of a Broadway theater that is an active Broadway theater. It's got Jonathan Graff up there playing what's the movie he's in, Blink or Twitch or some one word thing that I can't
remember.
But anyway,
Twitch, is it? No. Glitch? No.
I'm looking it up really quick because he was Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah. Tweak. I can't think of it.
Tweak.
I can't think of it.
He was Hamilton. Wasn't he the Hamilton guy?
Wait, not in. You don't mean Hamilton. Hamilton.
Oh,
yes. He is in Hamilton.
He was in the. Who was he? Was
in the original cast?
Yeah, the original film, the Disney Plus live film. He was King George. He was
the guy from Mindhunter.
Yes. Yes. Groff, Jonathan Groff.
Yeah, but what's the one name thing?
Yes, I don't know. It's something brand new, and I'm looking to see. I can't find it, and I'm not going to spend too much time.
The rumors are they got the script all polished up, and they're going forward to the new season of that. We're going to get some Bill Tench closure.
Really?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's right. Christoph from Frozen. He is that and that.
Oh, I forgot about that too. Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah.
Matrix Revolutions. He was in really Resurrections. Huh? Didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, he was the bad guy-ish dude in Resurrections.
Okay. Oh, Resurrections. That's right. The more recent one.
The recent
that brought everybody.
Terrible one.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, not terrible. Whatever. It's for somebody. It ain't for me.
Yeah.
That movie didn't work for me.
Yeah.
I tried.
Anyway,
check it out.
So she's bumped into him multiple times to talk about that. So yeah, go check it out. It's Uncle Cousin. It's on the Coverville YouTube channel, which I'm guessing is just youtube.com/Coverville.
Might be at Coverville sometimes.
Might be at Coverville. I can't remember if I.
Depends when you locked it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they do it different now. They used to do it.
Right.
You just get a real name, and now they have the ad in there. I don't know why they do that, but it's dumb.
Exactly. Anyway.
Well, there you have it.
So there's
Check it
that.
out.
But then Wednesday, in 2 days, October 1st, patreon.com/Rock Puzzles Monthly. It's all approved and through the setup, and you can start signing up. I've got a very limited number of sets of playtesters. So if you can guarantee me that you're going to give me feedback, I've got a reduced price, because I still have to, produce the puzzles for you and stuff, but you'll get a reduced price subscription. But I mean, even the regular subscription's cheap. It's less than a cup of coffee every month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that'll be coming, patreon.com/Rock Puzzles Monthly on October 1st.
And if you missed us talking about that, get your puzzles on. If you guys like,
that's right.
You like trivia, you like pub trivia, you like anything in that vein, you're going to love this thing. Go get signed up.
Exactly. There's even a free puzzle. If you go to rockpuzzlesmonthly.com, you can download a free puzzle. There's been a ton of people, by the way, who've grabbed that. And some people are like, oh, yeah, figured it out in 10 seconds. And then other people are like, hey, can you give me a little bit of a nudge?
Yeah.
This is the way it should go. Happy to give nudges, happy to help. Because puzzles are meant to be fun, not meant to frustrate the hell out of you. So
Yeah. It's also a good sign that you've got a good, tricky puzzle.
Yes, exactly.
For some and not for
kind
others.
of it's kind of the thing I aim for. It's like I want people to feel proud when they figure it out and not feel like, oh well, I just had to connect the dots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was pretty easy.
Yeah. So get over there, get it done. All right, guys,
Yes.
check it out. We got a game to play, and we got somebody sitting in for somebody else because the other person I'm talking about is not in town. I don't have to say any of this. I just have to play this. Welcome to the program. One TV's Travis Crawford joining us in place of Brian Dunaway, who is traveling right now, so he is not here. Travis, welcome to the show.
Hi there. How's it going?
Oh, hey, man. Hey, is this your second week in a row in the half-asses, I think, or something, right?
I did Tadpooley Feud last week.
Oh, that's what it was.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy to have you in any form we get you, man. I hope
And
you're
happy to sit in when Brian is unavailable.
Yeah. It's and I promise it's not just because you have a login and it's easy for us to just call you.
No, but that doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt. It's exactly what I was going to say. And plus, joke's on us. You're into it.
Yeah, you're into it.
Right,
You're into
exactly.
this shit. Yeah.
And
well,
like they always say, the best ability is availability.
That's right. Is that what they
I like
say?
that.
I like that.
I like
Yeah.
that.
All right. I'm glad to have you here, but what's really important is that we compete head to head. Brian's got the rules. He's got the people we're playing for. Brian, tell us all about it. Let's see how this goes.
Sure. Welcome to the morning half-ass is a trivia game where I'm actually going to be giving you two the answers. I'm going to give Scott and Brian a category and 6 possible answers, 3 of which are correct, and 3, like getting spaghetti sauce on your pristine, clean white t-shirt is incorrect. Depending on how confident you feel with the category, you can provide 1, 2, or 3 guesses, but if you get any wrong, you get 0 points for that round. Get 1 right, gets you a point. Get 2 right, gets you 3 points. And 3 right gets you 5 points. We're going to add up all those points at the end and award prizes to not you, but the people you're playing for. You guys are playing for some contestants we pulled from the Patreon. Scott, you are playing for Bob Menchington.
I think that's right. Menchington.
Manfred.
Manfredjensen. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Manfredjensen. Travis, you're going to be playing for Brian Mitchell Young.
Sounds a little familiar, but not the same Young we're thinking of. By the way, I found this goofy kid. He's probably 12 and just makes the most annoying TikTok videos. And his name is Justin Young. And I'd like to forward him to Justin Robert Young. all the time.
Hilarious.
Yeah. He hates it.
I bet he loves that.
He just sends me F words and says this is a hate crime every time. I do it.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. Well, I'm happy to play for these guys. Let's see how this goes.
All right. Sounds good. Your first category. Let me refresh because I'm guessing you guys are seeing a gray screen.
There we go.
Yeah, we're talking. All right. Category number 1, cities located further south than New York City. Speaking of New York City, where my niece is, which of these cities are further south than New York City? Paris, Beijing, Seoul, Istanbul, Kathmandu, and Rome.
Oh, man.
Oh, Dr. Calhoun is Brian Mitchell Young. I didn't know that. That's right. You mentioned you're another Brian.
Oh, I figured his real last name was Calhoun.
Was Calhoun. I did too, yeah.
I need to know more now.
Brian Mitchell Young, Calhoun, Sinjin.
Sinjinson.
Esquire.
All right. Conservative choice of 2 today. Oh, I shouldn't tell you that. I chose all 3.
There you go, yeah.
All right.
Well, he's working on it.
Okay.
We're going to lock those in. That's fine. I'm going to be
All
wrong.
right.
That's okay.
I'm
Both
scared.
of you have locked in. Actually, both of you did lock in on 2. First one you guys locked in on was Rome. Let's just get this out of the way right now. Rome is, so New York City, by the way, is 40.7 degrees north, the 40.7th parallel, or I don't know if you call it that, but sadly, Rome is north.
Really?
New York, yeah, 42 degrees north. The 3 answers, and you guys got the other 2. Beijing, Seoul, and Kathmandu.
Crap. I knew Seoul was for sure. I thought Rome was a trick question because it's kind of, on the edge.
It feels south, right? I mean, it's south and it's southern in its, oh no, I guess it's not. It's more central in the boot, isn't it?
Central in the boot. In the boot.
Central
I
in the
knew
boot.
I knew Paris was north, and so I
Yeah.
figured Rome being south of Paris Made sense. But
Yeah.
I did when I did this. I did Soul Kathmandu in Istanbul. I thought Beijing was further north, so I thought Istanbul was further south than it is.
Used to be, isn't it Constantinople now?
It used to be.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Constantinople.
That's right. That song did nothing but confuse me more.
I was going to say, yeah, it's
that's nobody's business but the Turks.
That's right. Stupid
right.
Turks.
Let's go to language.
Right.
And how about words, English words that originated in languages of the indigenous peoples of the Americas? Which of these words originated in languages of the indigenous? None of these words did, because I can't pronounce them. Peoples of the Americas. Your choices are horse, bison, chipmunk, woodchuck, turkey, and opossum. All animals today in the quiz.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Is it possible that that's...
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm doing these two.
Okay. All right.
I'm scared.
Look at you guys. You guys both, let's see. So, Scott, you chose bison and chipmunk. TV's Travis, you chose bison, turkey, and opossum.
Ooh, bold moves happening over there.
Yes, went for 3. I'm going to tell you right now that chipmunk and opossum, I'm going to tell you right now, those 2 are correct.
Damn it.
What about bison, though? What about turkey?
No. I already know I didn't get
All of these are making me hungry.
That's true. I guess so, right? Because I told you. Well, bison and turkey, both incorrect. The other one was woodchuck. Woodchuck, opossum, and chipmunk were originated in indigenous people's languages.
Bison is such a carrot to grab, like, because we think of the bison roaming free and all
right,
that. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, woodchuck and chipmunk both come from the Algonquian. This is one I can't pronounce.
Algonquin.
Algonquin, thank you. Languages, and opossum came from Powhatan.
Oh, this all makes sense to me now that you say them.
Powhatan. All right, let's go to the last one. Maybe you guys will have better luck with this because this is music related. And it's country music related.
My favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
subgenre.
Which of these are actual titles of country songs?
Oh, shit.
Your choices are She's Acting Single, I'm Drinking Doubles. She Got the Ring and I Got the Finger. He Were So Ugly I Couldn't Drink Him Purty. You're the Reason Our Kids Are Ugly. If She Wasn't So Good Looking, I Might Have Seen the Train. And Baby, I Might Not Be Elvis, but at least I Ain't Dead.
Oh, man.
3 of these are real, actual country song titles. 3 of them are equally hilarious, but not our fate.
Oh, I mean, they all could be.
They all could be. That's
I
what
love
love
She
about
Got the
this.
Ring, I Got the Finger is amazing.
Yes.
I mean,
My favorite is He Were So Ugly I Couldn't Drink Him Purty.
Yeah. I'm going to be conservative here at the end. We're 0-0, so I don't like these, these scare me because this is where Travis or Brian just whoop me in the end.
No guts, no glory.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's look at She's Acting Single, I'm Drinking Doubles. TV's Travis, you selected that one.
Probably
That
right.
is a real song by Gary Stewart. She's Acting Single, I'm Drinking Doubles.
All right.
Let's look at you mentioned you really liked it. Nobody chose it, but She Got the Ring and I Got the Finger.
Shit.
That's a real one. That's by Chuck Mead.
Okay.
Man, these
The
are
third
names
one-
I've never heard of these people.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right.
Well, the third one is a duet by Conway Twitty and Loretta Lynn, and it's called You're the Reason Our Kids
Shit.
Are Ugly. Unfortunately, that means we have a scoreless.
Wait, that's a duet where they tell
That's
each
a
other
duet. Yeah.
I love it.
As soon as I heard about it, I'm like, I got to go listen to this song. And it's great. It's like, go listen to it after the show today, but it's fantastic.
I love it. That's amazing. All right.
That means we have to go to a tiebreaker. And
Damn it.
this is kind of interesting. All right.
Ooh, I like
Let's go with
I like
this
how
one.
that sounds.
Yeah. All right. Do I like this one better? Oh, I like this one better because it's a good movie one, and you guys both like movies. You both really like this movie.
Sure.
I'm going to let TV's Travis decide if he wants to guess at the number or make Scott make Scott guess at the number and give you the over-under.
Ooh. I will make Scott guess, and I will take the
Okay.
over-under.
Okay.
All right, Scott.
Yeah.
In the film Groundhog Day, how many times is Bill Murray's character seen reliving Groundhog Day?
Seen reliving.
Seen reliving.
Because I know
Exactly.
he says a whole lot more than he's seen. So.
Correct. And we'll talk about what Harold Ramis himself has said about that. But
Okay. 25.
25 is incorrect. Travis, is the actual number higher or lower than 25?
25 is incorrect. I am going to say higher.
It
He's
is higher,
seen-
but only barely. 38. 38 times we see Bill Murray reliving Groundhog Day. Although Ramis estimated the film portrayed a 30 to 40 year loop.
Yeah.
So he was trapped, according to Harold Ramis, he was trapped in that thing for 30 to 40 years.
Yeah, and the
which-
movie made a reference to some 10,000 plus something, right? Or somebody said something in it.
Somebody said that he, Harold Ramis might have even said that he estimated that Phil went through everything 10,000 times.
Well, what's his name? Sure as heck fire remembered him, you know?
Oh, Neil knows.
I
me.
guess, yeah, Bobby's right. It's like, yeah, it's 50% higher, but I guess compared to the 10,000 times he went through the loop, it's barely higher.
Oh,
than
yeah.
25,
Yeah, we're
but
talking
yes.
about relative position on that scale, everybody. That's pretty damn
Right.
close.
So, congratulations. Bing! You got it. TV's Travis. You win the prize for Brian Mitchell Young. Brian is going to get a copy of Venba and 10 Hearts on Good Old Games.
Nice.
But don't worry, Bob Mentionton. You're getting a copy of Fate, the Traitor Soul, also on Good Old Games. All of these, big thanks to Grievous for donating them.
Yep, those come to you in your. I should tell this to people so they know where to look for them. But these always come to you in your private DMs on Discord. Patreon. I don't know why I said that. I was trying to clarify things and muddied the water. Patreon is where I send them. So that's because that's where you signed up. That's where I'm sending them. So
Exactly. Yeah,
you
makes it
watch
easy.
for that in your little private messages over there. Some people said, "Hey, I think I won the other day, but I never saw a code." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Check your Patreon messages."
That's where you need to look.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do that. Travis, I was going to tell you something. What was it?
Travis also saw One Battle After Another and loved
Yes.
it.
Oh, did you like it too? You're a big fan?
Oh, it was so good.
I'm so
I,
excited, dude. Can't wait to see it.
I'm really curious what the middle-aged people in the audience were thinking about certain scenes in that movie, because I don't think they were prepared for them. I know I wasn't. Also, before that movie, they played a trailer for Chainsaw Man, which I don't know if either of you are familiar with that anime at all.
I know I watched an episode, and my daughter and her friend Alicia watched the whole thing. That's all I know
in
about
my
it.
theater watching that trailer, I wish I had a video of it, because they had no idea what was happening.
Really?
It was amazing.
That's awesome.
I mean, a guy has a chainsaw grow out of his face in the trailer. And these people were just like, I literally heard them say, well, I'm skipping that one.
yeah, that's got a following. That thing was a huge hit.
It does.
So watch out. More Chainsaw Man coming your way. Okay, I know what I was going to ask you. I wanted to ask you, this is kind of a trivia question for Travis.
All right.
Can you name off the top of your head the movie that Clint Eastwood and Charlie Sheen were in together?
Oh.
Because I'd forgotten it existed, and then I saw a thing that reminded me it existed, and also there's a backstory about that now, and I don't want to spoil any of it because it's worth seeing.
Now he's going to use it for Name That Movie tomorrow. Great.
No, I can't.
It was 1990s The Rookie.
Oh, yes.
He was a veteran cop, Eastwood. Charlie's his younger partner. It's an action crime thing. All kind of done in the Clint Eastwood tough guy style stuff. I'd forgotten it existed. I think I've even seen this, and I don't know that it was all that memorable, but I learned learned something in this documentary I saw about those two that blew my freaking mind. I can't believe how excited I am about a Charlie Sheen documentary, you guys. I'll talk about it next week. But
I was going to say, how long did you last keeping it a secret?
I mean, everyone's probably got they've figured it out, but it didn't.
I can't wait to hear what you think about the ice cubes. That's the theme. I'm
Holy
excited
shit!
to-
I didn't know about that till this. I had never heard about the freaking Ice Cube thing, and they talk all about that story.
Yeah.
This thing is some raw, honest business. It might be my favorite documentary I've seen in years, and I can't stand Charlie Sheen.
Wow. Yeah.
But it's so.
Do you like him a
so
little
good.
bit? Do you dislike him a little bit less after seeing it?
I have so much a better context for his life now that I understand him more. I still think he's his hot messness is still a hot mess.
Yeah, I mean, it just brought out douchiness that was I was going to say hidden, but it wasn't hidden.
No.
Douchiness, but it emphasized the douchiness when he started.
I'll just tell you. I'll tell you this. Martin Sheen, the man is an angel.
I'm sure he is. Yeah, I'm sure he was super supportive during all this. And
it's absolutely wild how supportive. You guys got to see it. Anyway, I'll go way deeper next week, but it blew my mind. Didn't expect it. Nice. Travis, having you here is always a treat. People check out his show, of course. Or why haven't? No. Hey, everybody, you haven't seen it. What is it? Give me the title.
Yeah, close enough. Wait, you haven't seen.
Wait, you haven't seen is what that's called. I got that right the very first time. I'll fix it in post. Anyway,
we found out during this that Kei Katsumi has never seen Groundhog Day. So I'm sure you've done a Wait You Haven't Seen with Groundhog Day, but boy, it feels like
that movie.
This one almost you need to.
I have not. So
you've never seen it?
Keep my. No, I've seen it.
Okay,
I haven't done an episode.
Yeah,
on it.
but you haven't done an episode on it. Oh.
I keep my spreadsheet of potential episodes close at hand at all times. So
cool.
I almost peed a little when I heard you hadn't seen it. Well, that's fantastic. Travis, thanks for sitting in, and we'll see you next time. All right.
Cool.
That was fun as usual. All right. We have now to bring in another friend of the program. The one, the only, the Bobby Frankenberger. Oh, I can't find it. Where does the science thing go? There it is.
Science!
Bob is hungry, and the soup looks good.
I feel like we have been devoid of quality science content for too long. And Bobby, you're here to bring it to us. What's going on, man?
Well, I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Doing good, man.
We're good.
We've missed you here.
We've missed you. Yeah.
It feels like it's been, I don't know why it feels like it's been a long time.
It feels like it's been 3 whole weeks.
It feels like it's been more than that, which is the weird thing.
Yeah,
but,
that's the weird bit. Oh, I'll get you on video here too. Why
maybe
not?
it feels like that to you. You're like, yeah, I didn't miss you guys, but
you guys are just puds.
I definitely like coming on here. So.
I think I miss the connection to scientific knowledge, you know.
It's actually some legitimate stuff for us to discuss on this show instead of naked and disheveled flight attendants locked in bathrooms.
Yeah,
sweating.
yeah, great way of putting it. So
unless there's some science to that. Is there some science we could talk about for that?
There's science everywhere, Brian. That's what's so great about
I love that. Good. Excellent.
Everywhere you look, there's just a little bit of science around the corner. Well, Bobby, let's get into it. I'm sure you've had something brewing for a while.
Yeah,
here.
my original plan today was I started marathon training again, and
good Lord.
Yeah, it's so good Lord.
It sounds hard. It sounds so hard to me what you do. I don't know how you do it. Whatever.
It is really hard, but I just started, and so my whole plan for today was I've been doing some reading, or I was going to be doing some reading about how our muscles gain energy, and I know Brian, you do the bike race, and so we've talked about that before, and so I was going to talk a bit about that. But this weekend, I got a little distracted by 2 things.
Okay.
First was Hades 2.
Oh my gosh, dude!
I watched Scott play some of that. I'm like, okay, I can't wait to. I'm still loving the first Hades, so I'm in no hurry to get to the second one.
Yeah, take your time. Really cool. Hades is probably a perfect game.
Hades was already such a all-timer. I can't believe they're at the very least equaling in a couple of ways, surpassing it with this new one. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah,
it's some of the like cutscene dialogue, like some of the only games one of the only games I can think of where I'm not tempted to zip through the cutscene dialogue to get to the action because it's so well written.
They also respect your time. This is something people don't really think about while they're playing that game. But that game's got a lot of interstitial stuff between runs where you are learning more, getting world building, character building. But it does it in these little chunks that don't feel like they're overstaying. They just tell you, and you get a nice, meaningful thing, and then you're off to another run. and it never feels like, oh my gosh, I got to talk to this guy again. Like I don't know how they pulled that off, but it's the perfect mix of that.
Yeah, and every game mechanic is sort of like fits into the world and the story perfectly, and like it's great. But that's the other thing I was distracted by this weekend was thinking about Tylenol in pregnant people.
Oh, really? I wonder why that came up.
Oh yeah, out of nowhere, really. Yeah.
I heard from a reputable source that only good it can happen.
Yeah, only good. Only good.
Yeah.
Don't do bad can happen. Only can have good happen or something.
It can only have good happen.
Yeah.
You know, I do want to say a little bit that because I was hanging out with my family this weekend and they wanted to make fun of the way that Trump can't pronounce acetaminophen and the way that he can't, and that's all in good fun and we love doing that. But I do want to say that like if you focus too much on that, you're criticizing the man for all the wrong things. That's the least of all the evils.
Oh sure, no, it's.
But
it really, for me, it's just one extra thing to criticize him for.
Right. But it is fun. I will say it is very fun. But I wanted to talk about that because, and I know a lot of people have been talking about it all over the place, but I wanted to not rant about how terrible RFK Jr. and Trump are,
Dr.
which, by the
Oz.
way, yeah, Dr. So I was looking at a picture on an article of the three of them up at the press conference, and the thought struck me that if you had sent this image back to me in the late 90s and told me that this guy who is every once in a while on the Oprah Winfrey show and the host of this show who was on Home Alone would be standing up there with the worst of the Kennedys telling us all about what we have to like that I would have I don't know that just blows my mind anyway.
Yeah, if you could go back in time, you would freak your past self out by telling
If you would have
me.
sent me that same picture and said one of these people had a brainworm, I would have said, well, that's a toss up.
Yeah. They share one.
Right. Yes.
Goes all the way between them.
That thing is starving. Anyway, go ahead.
So there was a whole press conference talking about Tylenol and it being connected to autism, and I wanted to talk about what the science is about that. Not just to say it's all not true, which it mostly is not true, but there is some motivation behind. Like I think it's helpful to understand where do these things come from, what motivates these kinds of announcements, and why is this happening? You know, it feels so out of nowhere, but it is motivated by an agenda, and also there are I think a lot of people are just like, how are they supporting this at all? But there are studies that they're using to support it, and it helps to know what is wrong with those studies and what we do know, and so that you can have a firm understanding of what's true, and also if you're engaging in an argument with people, you can you don't have to just rely on how poorly Trump can pronounce things. You can also
have a few facts behind it. Yeah,
have a few facts.
The people I see talk about it keep referring to a Harvard study. Can you speak to that a little bit? Like, what is that study and why is that so central to those who think this is a good idea that they got up and made this announcement and kind of demonized the product and then kind of walked it back? Oz came out like 2 days later and said, well, if you're pregnant and you're, you go ahead and, work with your doctor, but it's fine. Tylenol is still probably your safest method during pregnancy. And like he kind of walked it back. But what's this Harvard study? Do you know what's going on with that?
So I don't know about the Harvard study in particular. I do know about a study that was done in Sweden that is being used to support a lot of this idea of Tylenol. But the thing is, RFK Jr. uses scientific evidence kind of like a drunk uses a lamppost. Which for support rather than illumination. Have you ever heard that saying?
No, I've never heard that before.
I was thinking you were going to say it's a place to pee, but I like the other part of yours better.
Yeah, it's an old saying. Like a drunk uses a lamppost for support rather than illumination. But
never heard that before. I love it though.
Yeah, and so there are mountains of evidence that have been built up over decades that show that have been done by very good scientists that show that autism is dominantly a genetic condition, right? It's not really environmental, and that's RFK Jr.'s. If we're talking about motivation, that's kind of his motivation behind a lot of this stuff, is to show that autism has environmental causes, and that's sort of like a dog whistle for vaccines, right? And many of these pseudoscience people, one of their methods for getting their agenda pushed forward is using a wedge method, which is if you can sort of like wedge your way into the direction that you want to go in, which is, in this case, is showing you want to show that vaccines cause autism. Well, if we can first figure out a way to get the public to accept that autism could be caused by environmental reasons, then that gets us a step closer, right? Because that means it's not predominantly genetic. It's actually environmental, which is not true. All right, so we know that it's really not true. But there have been some scientific studies that have come around that have looked at all this stuff. And one of them was, so you were mentioning a Harvard study. Like I said, I know that there are several preliminary studies that have looked at Tylenol use during pregnancy and its link to autism and other neurodevelopmental disorders, not just autism. And they've shown that using autism during pregnancy is linked somehow to an increased risk. And these are all preliminary studies. That's important to note because that means that there's not a lot of follow-up things that have been done that you do in good science to make them more rigorous and make us more confident in their results. Right. But there was one that was done on a Swedish national database of nearly almost 186,000 children, right? So they looked at, and in a lot of countries in Europe, they collect just a lot of data on people in the medical system because
it's a pretty big sample size, that number.
Yeah. 186,000 children is quite a lot. Yeah. And what the review found was that there seemed to be a tiny increased risk of neurodevelopmental disorders with Tylenol use during pregnancy, right? And they know this because people will come in and they'll answer surveys about the types of medication you used while you were pregnant, or, if there were a lot of doctor visits, every time they come in, what medications have you been taking in the last few weeks, stuff like that. So they know. Now, the first thing you got to think about is when you hear something like that, especially when it's a tiny risk, is what are the confounding factors? Do you know what I mean by confounding factors?
Confounding. Interesting. Confounding.
Compounding.
No, confounding meaning something that's getting in the way. The classic examples of like what in science what a confounding factor is that if you look at the statistics, ice cream sales increase at the same time that crime rates increase. So you could try to link them together and say, well, one of them causes the other, or
people deal with crime by going out and getting a Frosty.
Well, I've heard the whole causality versus causation. Is that what we're talking about?
So that's what a confounding factor is, right? So causation would, if you were trying to imply causation there, you might say, oh, well, eating ice cream causes people to go commit crimes, right?
Right.
Because of this data. But it could be that there's a confounding factor, which is that increased daylight in the summertime causes ice cream sales to go up and also causes crime rates to go up.
Oh, right? That's okay. So something that may connect the two.
Something that is connected that is causing both of them to happen. Right. Or another fun one is time spent studying has sometimes been like the more if you take a big sampling of a bunch of people, the more you study, the lower your grades get. And so you might think, well, studying just makes you get bad grades. But what could be a confounding factor there is the difficulty of the class you're taking. The harder the class is, the more time you might spend studying, and also the lower your grades will tend to be overall, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
sorry, for quick correction, I said something else. I meant correlation versus causation. Thanks to Sarah Nix in the chat. So keep your emails to themselves, save some data. We need those for AI stuff. Okay, go.
We don't need your well actuallys for that one.
No, we're good.
So a confounding factor in this situation might be that there's something else going on that's causing both pregnant people to need to take Tylenol and also their children to be born with autism. We don't know what that is necessarily, but there could be something else, right? Maybe it's that there's a genetic predisposition. There's some genetic thing that makes a pregnant person more likely to get a fever, and that same genetic thing also, increases the likelihood that their children will have autism, right?
Right.
We don't know what that thing is, but it could exist. It's totally conceivable that could exist. So good science says we need to figure out a way to control for that, a way to eliminate that possibility. Design some studies or some statistical analyses to figure out how can we test to see that this isn't happening. A very common way that this is done is through what's called a sibling control analysis. Because if you're trying to test for genetic factors, you want to find a situation where the genetics are the same, but the circumstances maybe are different, right? And so see if the genetics are the same and the circumstances are different, and then you get different results, then it
makes sense. You attribute it to the circumstances.
You've at least ruled out genetics, right?
Right.
So that's what they did. That's what people have done with this same study, with the Swedish study with all these children that showed a tiny increased risk of neurodevelopmental disorders. They did a sibling control analysis. They looked at mothers who have had 2 children, one where they took Tylenol during the pregnancy and one where they didn't. It's as simple as that, right?
Right.
And what do you think they found?
I'm going to guess that Tylenol had no effect.
They found that when you controlled for those factors in the sibling control analysis, the risk factors completely disappeared.
Yeah.
So unlikely that it was the Tylenol, because they found that those people, the risk stayed the same, is what I'm saying. I may have worded that weirdly and kind of implied the opposite. What I mean to be clear, what I'm saying is that when they looked at people who did take Tylenol on the one pregnancy and didn't on the other, the risk of their children having autism was the same.
Was equal. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. No, one wasn't higher than the other. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
The Tylenol doesn't seem to have affected that. At least the Tylenol itself. Now, you could say that there's other things going on. Who knows? But it doesn't seem like the Tylenol itself affected that. Also, they looked at another thing, which is if an external environmental factor is causing something, say taking a medication or exposure to a toxin or something in the environment, then you would expect to see what's called a dose response curve, which means the more you're exposed to that environmental factor, the more your risk factor should increase, right? They looked at that with all this data as well, and they found that there was no dose response at all. It didn't matter how much Tylenol the pregnant people were taking.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to affect the likelihood that children would be born with autism.
Yeah. Bad news for me
or
is
develop.
taking Tylenol for a headache doesn't even actually work for me. It doesn't do anything. Although, I mean, that's just me. Ibuprofen works for me. Tylenol never does. But if the other day, I took 2 Tylenol, extra strength, adult, and then threw a bunch of toothpicks on the floor. And I couldn't tell you how many were in that pile.
You couldn't say definitely 398 toothpicks. Definitely
No, but I did have a serious urge to watch Judge Wapner later. I had to watch Wapner. No, none of that happened. But yeah, it's interesting though. Like the scientific method is great, right? Well, that's what you're describing. We just have a new political football, and that's why I'm frustrated by it, because I would rather say, oh, is there a possible link? So-and-so says so. All right, let's try some tests that we'll see if we can narrow that down. Oh, looks like we're wrong, or looks like we're right, or whatever the results are, and then you move on to new questions. That's the point of it. I love that. More of that, please.
We have learned from decades and decades and decades, more than 100 years of using the scientific method, that we're just not good at looking at data that comes in and making decisions. You know, you look at, take this situation as an example. RFK Jr. already thinks that that autism is caused by these external factors in the environment, like vaccines. So you see some evidence that helps support you, and you're like, see, there you go. Well, that's science doesn't work that way. We calmly look at it and we say, okay, well, it's built on disproving things, right? We say, okay, that evidence supports what I think, but let's try to prove this wrong. Because if we can prove it wrong, then we know it's not support because it's wrong.
Right.
But if we continue to try and prove this wrong, and we can't, then that strengthens the position of that evidence, right?
Yeah. Also, just the concept of proving something right or proving something wrong is at the core of my issue with all of it. It's not that science is trying to prove something quote unquote right or wrong, which is very subjective language. It's that it's trying to just see what is. And that's what I want. I want what is. I don't want what serves my biases or my narratives or, I have predispositions like everybody else does. We're human.
Sure.
I don't want stuff that just feeds into my predispositions. I want things that are, and then the methods that were used to determine what they are. And then I'm good, you know?
Right.
Whatever,
because the bottom line is,
As long as
because
they're
the bottom
legit.
line is that the science and the truth doesn't care about your beliefs, right?
Right.
Like it's,
People hate that statement, but it's so true though.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't like it because again, we're so predisposed to feel like we're being dismissed. If someone says science doesn't care about your opinion, like you want to.
Exactly. Yeah. So
People are so weird about that.
And just the phrase "doesn't care about your opinion" is like that's where people get all. It's like
well, it feels like an attack.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Odds don't care what the last roll of the dice were in craps.
No. Nope.
Right. Yeah,
Odds gonna be
exactly.
odds.
If you go to Vegas, the odds don't care about how much you want to win. The odds
Right,
don't care about how much debt
How much
you're
you
in,
need
right?
the money. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But so it would be really easy for us to just laugh at them, and I mean, of course, it's not, because we know that not use like encouraging people not to use Tylenol while they're pregnant is dangerous, because untreated pain and untreated fever during pregnancy actually does have risks. Trump even said during this whole press conference, well, it's easy to just don't do it, encouraging pregnant people to tough it out, which ignored forget about the fact that like all that statement exists inside like a history of discounting women's symptoms in medicine, but
Right.
but also it's just dangerous to not treat those things.
Yeah.
Which
you
is why you
saying-
had
are you
Dr. Oz
saying-
come back later and
walk it back.
backpedal.
So you're not. So you're saying that that just minimizing, telling people to rub dirt in it and walk it off is not a good medical solution in life.
Weird.
Is that what you're saying?
It's
Weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I know, weird to hear, but so we could easily say like, oh, these people are just idiots. That would be easy for us to say, but I believe that it's more insidious than that.
Yeah.
I believe, as I've already alluded to, that this is the beginnings of a wedge method of trying to eventually lead to what he's already showing that he's trying to do, which is get rid of vaccines, because he believes that vaccines are linked to autism and other harms in people.
I did enjoy how pissed anti-vaxxers got after the Tylenol thing, because they were like, wait, you saved this big moment of the triumvirate of idiots who are going to get up and finally get vaccines out of our lives. And they got up and said Tylenol's the problem.
Right,
So they like pissed off all the anti-vaxxers. Like, no, it's the vaccines that cause the autism, not the other thing. You
Well,
know?
and this is speculation, this part of it from me, but I've heard some other people say the same thing on some sources that I read, that that it feels like Trump, you could say this about any time Trump gets up and speaks, but it feels like he wasn't supposed to say all that. It feels like he was like in a meeting before this press conference, and they were saying, we're going to talk about Tylenol and autism. And then the second half of the conversation was, this is how this fits inside a larger strategy for Make America Healthy Again, right?
Right.
But then he just went on and talked about the second half, which is the larger strategy of, and that's when he started talking about the MMR vaccine, and wanting to split the MMR vaccine into separate shots, which, by the way, that sounds like, oh, makes sense. But that's effectively saying we're not going to give the MMR vaccine anymore for a lot of reasons. One of the insidious reasons is that not too long ago, they said that they're doing this gold standard science thing with vaccines where they're just, they're not going to, every new vaccine has to be FDA approved, right? I think we talked about this one time. But you can't have a double-blind, placebo-controlled study on a vaccine that already exists and is standard of care, which each part of the MMR vaccine is. So by saying we're going to split them apart, you're effectively saying we're never going to use them again, because they would never get approved because no studies would get approved by a review board, and so that's why. And again, that's speculation. I'm not, but it feels very devious what's going on. You know,
because it is.
Yeah.
Pricks, buttholes. I don't care if you yell at me on YouTube or anywhere else. Those guys are jackasses. F that shit. Anyway, hey, Bobby, as always, good to have you on. Get a little political anger out. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, I've stopped trying to be. This is a direct attack. Like these 4 years are going to be directly attacking science. So I've stopped trying to be quiet about it.
Yeah, I'm not. I got no more. I'm all out of poops. That's a medical condition of a whole different. But I got no more.
True.
They're all gone.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget to check out your Cool Science podcast, which happens on the weekly. Tell folks about it and what you're up to these days.
It's called All Around Science. My co-host Maura and I, we talk about science and just fun stuff that we like to talk about with science. We're actually this week today we are doing a feed swap with another Cool Science podcast called Oceanography, which they do a lot of good, cool science communication about ocean science, marine science. So check that out. I really like the guy who does these interviews with all these marine scientists and does a really good job of it. But you can find that on our feed, All Around Science, as well as all the other weekly science stuff we talk about.
Yeah, all the time. And if you see him playing in Hades, just know that he's there to save the underworld from forces that are out to kill him.
So mote it be.
Yeah, so mote it be. I hate that phrase in the game. It's the only thing I don't like. Everything else is great, but that phrase annoys the hell out of me. Anyway, hey, Bobby, take it easy, and we'll see you next time. All right, there he goes.
Very good.
I got one thing to play for people. It's a phone call we've held since last week, and I want to play it. This is from Dooku. Who do we usually have in the chat with the Dooku name? Maybe it is him. Actually, not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of a Dooku that isn't Count, but is there somebody who just comes in as Dooku?
I'm not sure.
Chat?
But he's got a Star Wars thought, which makes sense because his name is Dooku. And here's what he has to say.
Dear Sebulba and Bosk, you mentioned John Williams liking classical music more than movie scores. Lucas and Williams used Holst's The Planet Suite as inspiration for Star Wars. For Mars, Holst wrote a war-sounding theme for the bringer of war. In it, you can hear inspiration for the Empire's themes, as well as inspiration for things like Gladiator. Listen to about the last 40 seconds of Mars, and you will hear the moment where Luke is about to blow up the Death Star. So, the Star Wars soundtrack is also a cover, sort of. Love the show, though.
Love it. Great info.
That's cool.
Yeah. I need to go listen to that because I know what he's talking about, the Luke part, which is like din 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 din, and they use in Aliens as well, right?
I thought it was the da 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 da.
Oh, I thought he said right when they were about to blow up the Death Star, didn't he say? Hold on.
Yeah,
and you will hear the moment where.
Let's see, where is it?
Isn't it when he's talking to Ben in the X-wing and they do the little refrain that da 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 da?
Oh, maybe.
Oh no, Icor is saying you're right. Never mind. I'm confusing the two then.
Well, I want to go hear all that. I've never heard that stuff. I don't think I've heard it. Like I haven't heard that whole suite. So it'd be fun to check that out. And I didn't realize William. I mean, it's funny. It's like inspiration versus cover.
Yeah, right.
That's
Big
a weird
difference.
distinction, right? It's kind of.
I mean, there's a lot of things that are inspired, but then there are things like there's a couple Billy Joel songs where he actually uses classical songs that were influential to him in the melodies, and that's technically a cover. But being inspired by him doesn't make it a cover.
Yeah. Well, thank you. We appreciate that, Dooku.
That's super cool.
Yeah, you were a jerk in the prequels, but we like you here. You're nice. Hey, we got a classic mashup to play after the song today, so stick around for it. This one's called Classic Mashup Sharpak Chokely, and I believe It's based on a bunch of film sack stuff where nobody knows how to say words right. I don't know for sure.
Right. And we're talking about the dude from District 9. Yes. Yeah. Right.
I'm pretty sure he comes up in that.
I was thinking it was about Deepak Chopra or something, but no, that's exactly what it comes from.
I think that's it. I was
thinking about this. You know what you ought to do is throw the mashups in the Monday music folder. And then when you grab my song, you'll automatically grab the mashup too. And then you won't accidentally forget to include it at the end of the show.
You know what? Brian, you guys can't see this. Brian can see it. On the notes, I made a gigantic, what font size did I use? Almost 18 points. There it is. 18-point size thing with giant red letters says classic mashup and post after the song. That's mostly a note to me to not forget it.
Yes.
So Brian is right to have this. This is a great idea. I'm doing it now.
It is literally the biggest thing in our spreadsheet, except for the on-time drop-down that never changes. It doesn't change until we get that.
The other good news is now it's in there. So if you want to hear it without having to scrub to it.
Oh, that's a good point.
Now you have access to it.
I can do that. Nice.
Life just improved for everybody involved.
Look at that. Excellent.
Anyway, stick around for that. That's coming up after this. In the meantime, frogpants.com is our website. You will find everything you need to know there. And that's going to do it for us. Brian, let's play a song and leave these people to whatever the hell they're doing today.
Okay. Let's see. JG wrote in and said, my boss, despite being a demanding schedule with work and family, has a deep passion for creating music. I'm inspired by how much he's able to achieve, and I want others to hear what's possible when you pour your heart into your craft. Also, kudos on the show updates. I was cautious at first, but the first week was great. Loved the show, though. And based on the day he was writing this was when we did the big switch to hour-long episodes.
Oh, yeah. I haven't... we've had nothing but happy times since then. Yeah, it's all been good. Yeah,
that's great.
That's great to hear.
All right, so let's get to it. This is a band, indie band, so it's indie at the end today, but by request, so it's combo. This is Shadows Divide is the artist. Comes from a single that they've just released. This is brand new. The song is called Conquer.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
You want me to make you some chicken soup or something?
Yeah, what's her boobies mom?
What's her boobies?
I can't think of her name. The one that showed her boobs a lot when she was in horror movies. Now she's great. I like
Jamie
her.
Lee Curtis.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis's mom. What's her name? Hold on, I know it.
do it.
It's like a name you would have if you lived in Cuba.
A little bit of a Hispanic last name.
Yeah, like a Cuban name.
Okay, you're headed there.
Rosio O. Donaldson.
Nope.
Sabrina Maria von Treacle Pants. I don't know.
Starts with a G. Hard G. Gina
Perez. Gina Rosie. Gina Davis. No, Gina Chit.
Gina Chit.
Give me the first letter of the last name.
T.
Torres. Gina Torres.
J.K. Rowling did the Artful Avenger or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
The Systematic Democrat. What was that book called?
What was that? That was something weird.
The Efficacious Penumbulum.
By the way, she has not been nominated for Best Director since she directed what's his name's penis in The Piano. So there's that.
Oh, really? Harvey Keitel's penis?
Yeah, Harvey Keitel's swinging dinger.
Can you name one other thing about that movie?
There's a piano in it, and his wiener, and then Holly Hunt, or who is it? Who's in that? Holly Berry.
I'm not going to say it because I want to see if you can come up with something besides Harvey Keitel's penis.
It's really shocking, and it's all I remember. Not Helen Hunt. Molly. It's not Helen Hunt. What?
Oh my God, you're so close. You've got all the pieces. You just need to put them together.
Holly Hunter. There.
There we go.
Had that Charpak Chokley or whatever his name is as Mad Doc Murph. What's his name?
That was beautiful.
Charkalot Cochlea or something. What is it?
Charkalot Cochlea.
What's his name? He was in the District 9 thing.
Scott.
Right? The District 9 guy? Am I thinking of the right guy?
Yes, you are thinking of the right guy, but I want you to figure out his name right now.
Charpak Pokley. No?
What's his first name? Just start with the first name.
Charpak.
No. Not even close. Also, no.
Let me try it again. Charlie O. Charlie O.
This is great.
It's not it. Last name's easier than I give it credit. It's something
What's
like
his last name?
Chopley.
Chopley.
No.
Charpak Chopley.
This is like a Nicole Spagnola get out of jail free card.
It really is.